Have you ever sat in your doctor's office holding a piece of paper with your annual blood test results and felt your heart sink? The doctor points to a number on the page. 240. Your total cholesterol is 240. The doctor looks at you with absolute seriousness. They tell you that this number is a ticking time bomb. They tell you that your arteries are clogging up with fat, and if you do not bring that number down immediately, you are going to suffer a massive, fatal heart attack. They write you a prescription for a drug called a statin. They tell you to take it every night before bed for the rest of your life. You go home feeling terrified. You throw away your eggs, you stop eating butter, and you swallow the little white pill. But a few months later, something feels terribly wrong. Your legs feel incredibly heavy when you try to climb the stairs. Your shoulders ache with a deep, burning pain that never seems to go away. You feel constantly exhausted. And most terrifyingly, you start forgetting things. You forget where you parked your car. You struggle to remember the names of people you have known for years. A thick, confusing fog has settled over your mind. You tell your doctor about the pain and the memory loss. They smile and say, "That is just a normal part of getting older. The important thing is that your cholesterol is down to 160. I am here today to tell you that this is not normal aging. This is a biological tragedy, engineered by a pharmaceutical industry that has turned a vital, life-giving molecule into a multi-billion-dollar enemy. Welcome to Senior Health. I am Dr. Kim. Today we are going to dismantle the greatest, most profitable medical lie of the last 50 years, the cholesterol myth. We are going to look at exactly what happens inside your body, and specifically inside your brain, when you artificially suppress this critical substance. And we will look at the profound wisdom of Eastern medicine, which warns that draining the body's rich, heavy fluids is a direct path to premature aging and death. If you are currently taking a statin drug, if your doctor is pressuring you to start one, or if you simply want to protect your memory and your muscles as you age, you must listen to every single word of this 15-minute masterclass. Let us begin by asking a very simple question. What actually is cholesterol? The media and the food industry have trained you to think of cholesterol as a toxic, greasy sludge that coats the inside of your blood vessels like bacon grease in a cold frying pan. This is an absolute, fundamental misunderstanding of human biology. Cholesterol is not a poison. It is a highly complex, absolutely essential lipid molecule. Your body is composed of trillions of microscopic cells. The outer wall of every single one of those cells, the membrane that protects it and allows it to function, is made largely of cholesterol. Without cholesterol, you would literally dissolve into a puddle of water. Furthermore, cholesterol is the foundational building block for your body's most powerful hormones. Your body takes cholesterol and miraculously converts it into vitamin D when sunlight hits your skin. It converts it into testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. When you artificially force your cholesterol levels to plummet, you are chemically starving your body of the raw materials it needs to produce the hormones that keep your bones strong, your mood stable, and your energy levels high. But the most devastating impact of lowering your cholesterol happens inside your skull. Your brain is the most fat-rich organ in your entire body. While your brain only makes up about 2% of your total body weight, it contains a staggering 25% of all the cholesterol in your entire body. Why does your brain need so much cholesterol? Because of your neurons. Your brain cells communicate by sending electrical signals to each other. In order for those electrical signals to travel quickly and efficiently, the nerve fibers must be insulated, much like a copper wire is insulated with a rubber coating. In your brain, this biological insulation is called the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath is made almost entirely of cholesterol. When a senior citizen takes a statin drug, that drug enters the bloodstream, travels to the liver, and forcibly shuts down the enzyme responsible for manufacturing cholesterol. Your systemic cholesterol drops. But your brain is now starving. It does not have the raw materials it needs to repair the myelin sheath. The electrical signals begin to misfire. The communication between brain cells slows down. This is the exact biological mechanism behind the sudden, terrifying brain fog, the memory loss, and the confusion that so many seniors experience within months of starting cholesterol medication. In fact, massive, long-term epidemiological studies have shown a highly controversial but undeniable trend. Seniors over the age of 70 who have higher total cholesterol actually have a significantly lower risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Their brains are fully nourished and protected by the exact molecule the medical industry is telling them to destroy. In Eastern medicine, we understand this perfectly. Traditional Korean healers do not measure cholesterol on a machine, but they understand the concept of Jing. Jing is your vital essence, the deep, rich, foundational substance that anchors your spirit and nourishes your marrow. The brain is considered this sea of marrow. When you use cold, harsh chemicals to strip the rich fats and essence out of the blood, you dry out the sea of marrow. The brain becomes undernourished. The shin, or spirit, loses its grounding. You become forgetful, anxious, and deeply depleted. Now, let us move to the second biological catastrophe caused by these medications: the destruction of your muscles. If you take a statin, you likely know the pain I am talking about. The deep aching in your thighs, the weakness in your grip, the feeling that your muscles are slowly wasting away. The pharmaceutical companies list this as a mild side effect called myopathy. It is not mild. It is a cellular disaster. To understand why this happens, you have to look at how statin drugs actually work. They block a very specific metabolic pathway in your liver called the mevalonate pathway. Blocking this pathway successfully stops the production of cholesterol. But here is the dark, hidden truth. The mevalonate pathway is also responsible for producing another molecule. A molecule called coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. CoQ10 is the spark plug of your cells. It is absolutely essential for the mitochondria, the power plants inside your cells, to generate energy. And the cells that require the most CoQ10, the cells that are most desperate for energy, are your muscle cells. When you take a statin, you completely wipe out your body's production of CoQ10. Your muscle cells literally begin to suffocate. They cannot produce energy. They begin to break down, release toxins into the blood, and cause agonizing pain. For a senior who is already fighting a desperate battle against age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, taking a statin is like throwing gasoline on a fire. You are actively, chemically accelerating the destruction of the exact muscle tissue that keeps you walking, keeps you independent, and prevents you from ending up in a wheelchair. And let me ask you a terrifying question. What is the most important, hardest working muscle in your entire body? It is your heart. You are taking a drug to protect your heart, but you are chemically depleting the exact energy molecule, CoQ10, that your heart muscle requires to beat 100,000 times a day. By stripping the heart of its energy, you are setting the stage for congestive heart failure. So, if cholesterol is not the enemy, why do doctors find it inside the plaques that clog our arteries? Why do they blame it for heart attacks? This is the most important concept you will learn today. I want you to imagine a house that is on fire. You hear the sirens, you look out the window, and you see a dozen fire trucks surrounding the burning house. Firefighters are everywhere. If you did not understand how the world works, you might look at that scene and conclude, fire trucks cause fires. Every time I see a house burning down, there are fire trucks there. We must ban fire trucks. This sounds absurd, but this is exactly how the medical establishment treats cholesterol. The true cause of heart disease is not cholesterol. The true cause is vascular inflammation. When you eat a modern diet filled with highly refined sugars, toxic vegetable oils, and chemical additives, your blood sugar constantly spikes. This acts like microscopic sandpaper, literally scratching, tearing, and inflaming the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. Your body detects this terrifying damage. It knows that if the blood vessel tears open, you will bleed to death internally. So, it sends an emergency repair crew to patch the damage. What is the primary material the body uses to patch inflamed, damaged blood vessels? It is cholesterol. Cholesterol is the fire truck. It arrives at the scene of the inflammation to heal the tissue, to act as a biological band-aid. When a doctor looks inside a clogged artery and sees a plaque filled with cholesterol, they blame the cholesterol. But the cholesterol was only there trying to save your life. It was trying to patch the hole caused by the sugar and the inflammation. If you want to stop heart disease, you do not shoot the firefighters. You stop starting the fires. You must stop attacking your blood vessels with processed carbohydrates and industrial seed oils. If you remove the inflammation, your body will have no reason to pack cholesterol into the arterial walls, and your blood flows perfectly, regardless of what your total cholesterol number says on a piece of paper. In Eastern philosophy, this is the difference between treating the root and treating the branch. High cholesterol in the blood is merely a branch, a symptom of a deeper imbalance. The root is the toxic heat and dampness caused by a poor diet and weak digestion. If you take a chemical pill to forcefully chop off the branch, you drive the sickness deeper into the root, destroying the liver and the muscles in the process. You must stop fearing natural healthy fats. Your ancestors ate eggs, butter, and animal fats for thousands of years without suffering from an epidemic of heart attacks. These ancestral fats provide the dense, rich nourishment your brain and your hormones desperately crave in your golden years. If you are currently on a statin drug, I must warn you, do not throw it in the trash tonight. Your liver has adapted to the chemical suppression. What you must do is take this knowledge to your doctor. Tell them you are experiencing muscle pain and brain fog. Ask them to test your inflammatory markers like hsCRP and your fasting insulin, instead of just looking at your total cholesterol. Demand that they work with you to heal the inflammation naturally so you can safely and slowly taper off the medication that is stealing your strength. You have the power to protect your brain. You have the right to keep your muscles strong. You do not have to live in fear of a molecule that your own body brilliantly manufactures to keep you alive. I want to hear from you now. Are you tired of the muscle aches? Are you ready to stop fearing healthy food? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Claim your victory by sharing your story. If this masterclass opened your eyes to the truth about your heart and your brain, please hit the like button right now. Share this video with anyone you love who is suffering from the side effects of these drugs. And most importantly, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Join our unstoppable community of seniors here at Senior Health. We are taking back our vitality, not with synthetic chemicals but with truth and wisdom. Would you like me to prepare a specific dietary guide on exactly which ancestral fats are best for healing brain fog and reversing insulin resistance? Let me know in the comments. I am Dr. Kim. Stay safe, stay wise, and stay strong.